Level 1. The beginning. You're behind on rent. 3 months. The eviction notice came yesterday. You've applied everywhere. Nobody's hiring. Or nobody's hiring you. Then someone you know, a friend of a friend, mentions easy money, cash work, no questions. You meet them. They hand you an envelope. Just under $10,000. Your job. Walk into a bank. Deposit it. Walk out. Don't talk more than you have to. Don't make eye contact. Stay under 10,000 and you're invisible. That's the reporting threshold. Below it, no questions. You're a smurf now. Small, replaceable. One of hundreds doing the same thing in the same city. You don't know where the money comes from. You don't ask. 3 banks a day. Different branches. Different names on the accounts. That's over 1,000 a week cash. More than any job that rejected you. You tell yourself it's temporary. You tell yourself you'll stop when you're caught up. You don't stop. Level 2. The business. A year in, and you're still depositing. But now you're wondering, where does all this cash actually go? Turns out, some of it goes through the car wash where you started working. Cash business. Hundreds of customers a day, supposedly. Except you've been counting. The register says 300 cars. You've seen maybe 40. The owner doesn't wash cars. He washes money. Dirty cash in, clean deposits out. The IRS sees a successful small business. He teaches you the basics, the art of making illegal money look earned. You learn about cash-intensive businesses, laundromats, parking lots, nail salons, any place where cash transactions are normal, where nobody questions a good week. You start helping with the books, reconciling the fiction with the deposits. That's when you realize the car wash isn't the top of anything. It's a single branch on a much bigger tree. Level 3. The network. The owner introduces you to someone, no name given, just a phone number. This person manages 20 businesses like the car wash, maybe more. Each one processes cash. Each one files taxes. Each one looks completely legitimate on paper. Your job now, keep them coordinated. Make sure nobody deposits too much too fast. You schedule the transfers, rotate the accounts, track which banks are getting suspicious. Some banks start asking questions. Those get cut. New ones get opened. You're a coordinator now. You manage the smurfs the way someone once managed you. The people above you are still faceless. Phone calls only. Never the same voice twice. You're making more money than you ever imagined, but you're also learning something else. The cash you're moving isn't drug money. It's not from robbery. It's from trade, import, export, over-invoicing, under-invoicing, fake shipments. Buying products at one price, selling at another, and the difference, that's the laundered margin. Someone sends $50,000 for $20,000 worth of goods. The extra $30,000 arrives clean. You're part of something global now, and you're not even close to the top. Level 4. The paper. They introduce you to a lawyer, expensive suit, corner office, no handshake. Shell companies, that's the next level. A company that exists only on paper. No employees, no products, just a name and a bank account. The lawyer can create one in an hour. Cayman Islands, Bahamas, British Virgin Islands. The places that ask the fewest questions. Your job, open accounts for these paper entities. Move money between them. Each transfer looks like a business transaction. Consulting fees, licensing agreements, intercompany loans. The money bounces between shells until nobody can trace where it started. But domestic shells are just the beginning. The real money goes offshore. Panama, Cyprus, Luxembourg. A company in the Caymans owns a company in Cyprus that owns a company in Luxembourg. The beneficial owner, the real person behind it all, is invisible. You're starting to understand why they call it layering. Level 5. The asset. The money can't stay in accounts forever. It needs to become something real. Real estate, art, luxury goods. Things with flexible prices and private buyers. A shell company buys a penthouse in Miami for $8 million cash. No mortgage, no questions. Just wire transfer from Luxembourg and a deed in the company name. Half the luxury condos in major cities are owned by entities, not people. The apartment sits empty. Doesn't matter, it's not for living. It's a parking space for money, and when they sell it, clean capital gains. Art works the same way. A painting bought for $1 million, sold for 10. Nobody can prove what it's actually worth. Free ports in Geneva and Luxembourg. Warehouses where art sits forever. bought and sold without ever leaving the building. Billions of dollars in paintings that never hang on walls. Just rectangles that make money clean. You've moved up again. You're buying now, not just moving. But you're still not the owner. You're still just holding someone else's wealth. Level 6. The system. The people above you work at banks. Not the tellers you used to walk past. The executives, compliance officers. The ones who decide what gets flagged. Every bank has anti-money laundering systems. Software that catches unusual patterns. 12 deposits of $9,000, $7 million wired to Cyprus, $20 million through a company with no employees. These get flagged automatically. Someone reviews them. Sometimes someone clicks Investigate. Sometimes they click Resolved. For the right fee, they click Resolved a lot. One of the biggest banks in the world paid a $2 billion fine for moving cartel money. They designed special boxes to fit through teller windows. They processed billions in suspicious transfers. The fine was 7 cents on every $100 they held. Nobody went to prison. You're realizing something. At this level, the crime isn't hiding from the system. The crime is the system. Level 7. The architect. There's another path, one that skips the banks entirely. Crypto, mixers, privacy protocols. Software that takes 1,000 transactions and scrambles them until no one can tell which money went where. Some of these tools process billions of dollars. The people who build them, they never meet their users. They don't know if it's drug money or tax evasion or just privacy advocates. They design a tool. What people do with it isn't their concern. That's what they tell themselves. The rules are changing, though. Treasury sanctions, arrests. The anonymity they promised is becoming a liability. The thing about being an architect, you built the blueprints. If they find the blueprints, they find you. Level 8, the top. You don't have a name anymore. You're not a person, you're infrastructure. Free ports in Geneva, shell registries in the Caymans. Correspondent banks spanning 40 countries. You enable everything, the cartels, the oligarchs, the corporations that need profits in one country and losses in another. The system isn't broken. The system is working exactly as designed, for the people who designed it. Trillions of dollars flow through you every year. The fines are rounding errors. The sentences never reach the top. For every mixer shut down, every bank sanctioned, 2 more opened somewhere else. And somewhere right now, someone with empty pockets is being handed an envelope, just under $10,000. A bank address, a promise of easy money. They don't know they're at the bottom of something that goes all the way up to the sky. You were them once. Or maybe you built the ladder they're standing on. The money never stops moving.